Welcome everyone to another Wednesday night, the fundamentals to gain inner peace with your host, Coach Menachem. Here we are, another Wednesday night. I hope everybody's doing okay. And before we start, let's take a few moments just to be. Let's get grounded. Take a deep breath. Here I am. Just to come home, come into the room, to be in the here and the now, and to feel. Where am I? What did my day look like? How did I get here? Just taking in a deep breath. And then we turn inwards to feel. What does my body feel? What does it feel? Does it feel overwhelmed, relaxed, tired, stressed? Whatever you feel, and where does your body feel it? Where does your body feel it? And just to be there. And if you don't like it, you're aware that you don't like sitting in the now. Take a deep breath and be there. It's like somebody tells you, I don't want to be here, I want to go home. Your little child says, I don't feel good. Just sit with them. Take a deep breath, try to relax. And yeah, that's true. Sometimes we do become aware of things we don't want, and that's why we don't stop. But you're here. You're taking the time to be with us, to learn how to stop, and to be aware of the things we don't want to be aware of. And that's okay. Slowly we'll learn how to be, even though negativity comes up. And let's do some active relaxation. We're going to do the V sound. Just 3 times. You'll breathe, take a deep breath, and on the exhale, you'll make the sound the V. Now, you could do it loud, you could do it low, whatever works for you. Just taking in a deep breath. And you feel the vibration in your throat. You can feel the vibration in your head when you make the V sound. One more time. And that's something that you feel. You can feel the vibration and you let go. Let's just feel the vibration. Sometimes it's in your throat, sometimes your whole head is vibrating. Your body could be vibrating, and that's helping you let go. It's somatic work. It's not something we need to understand. It's the body work of what our body feels, and give it that okay to let go. Beautiful. When you have time, you can do it a few times. You'll see how it works, what you feel, the vibration. Okay, so here we are. Last week, we discussed a little bit of being able to see the full picture. Our cup is half full and half empty. They're both true, and they're both there. We have to see both, the half full part, half empty parts. And we discussed some people have a harder time coming up with the list to write up two positive things. And other people have a hard time writing the negative things. And just the awareness is important. That's step number 1. And you can share in the chat. Let me know what's easier for you, positive or negative. When you write that list, you make a line down the middle of the page, one side positive, one side negative. Where do you go first? What's easier for you, to write two positives or two negatives? Just be aware that we discussed, we have to have both. We have to be able to see the big picture. So very good. Thank you for being honest. A lot of people are writing negative, some are writing positive. Many people just sitting down and thinking brings up the negativity. And when you're going to start writing a list of what's going on, right away goes to the negative side. And it takes time to flex that muscle of the positive. And then we have other people that are sharing that it's easier to go to the positive side, even when there's negativity going on. It's much easier to think about the positive side and make the list of the positive things. I don't want to look at the negative. It's too hard to think about it, to look at it. And like I always say, here I am encouraging you to write some negatives. So you don't have to call it negative, write it as a challenge. You become aware there are certain things that are a challenge for you. You know, that didn't work out. That didn't work out, so you write it down. We're not doing anything about it, but just to become aware as of now, just take a deep breath and you become aware of the positives and the negatives. And yes, thank you for being honest. It makes being now in the moment harder because the truth is coming up. And that's how I feel. And if you feel that way, it's hard to stop. So number one, yes, it's hard to stop because negative comes up. And if I'm going to tell you to write the negative, it's going to be even harder. So if you're a beginner, then don't do this exercise. For beginners, just sit for 2 minutes and breathe in and out. And if it's too hard for you, you can focus on the positive. Just tell yourself encouraging words to be able to sit there. It's after a while that you can sit for a few moments in the now. And then you want to be able to see the full picture. There are certain things that are working, and I'm excited, I'm looking forward. And then there are other things that for some reason it's so hard for me because of A, B, and C. And just continue breathing. Take a deep breath. Becoming aware. So yeah, for everybody's different. There are a lot of people out there. Some people can write both. But just to be aware of being able to see the full picture. Tonight, we'll talk about an idea, very interesting, the placebo effect, which in medication, they've done many studies giving somebody, or a group, not only one, you give a group of people the real medication, the other group of people you give like a pill, but there's no medication in there, it could be just sugar and whatever. And then they see that the people that took the placebo, it's not a real medication, but it actually works. They started feeling better and they started healing. Isn't that amazing? So this is how our mind works. It's a fascinating idea and it's interesting how it works. Thinking about it, you believe that you took the medication and medication helps. So in your mind, it's working because medication helps. On the other hand, some people, when they're not feeling well, they take a Tylenol. Sometimes right away you take the Tylenol and you feel better. Even though it takes time till it goes into your system. Nothing happened by just swallowing the Tylenol. But automatically your body relaxes and it's like, okay, it's gonna be good. And you're waiting for it to kick in. But even if there's nothing to kick in, it kicks in. If it's not a real medication, it's placebo. So how does that work? So you see how strong the mind is. And when the mind says it's working, it believes it's working, then it actually works just by thinking. And we discussed a lot of visualization and you can do practice in your mind, something, even though it's not true, but your mind is thinking, and what your mind thinks, it actually happens. So just to think about it, that idea, how strong the mind is, and even if it's something that's not true, And remind me at the end, it's a good question for those who are asking about toxic positivity, because you might be saying, you know what, let me walk around saying everything is great, everything is great. But that's not what we're saying. Becoming aware that there are certain things that are good, certain things that are not working out in my life, but we're going to see that there's somewhere where we can apply the placebo effect and actually start feeling good. Okay. So, step number one is, first of all, let's stop for a moment and let's look at ourselves and our day. What's that one thing in your life now that you would love if it would be better? Maybe a feeling or a change in your environment. What's that one thing that you want to change? And how would you feel if that would happen? So there are people that are more aware, you have a whole list of things, but let's think of one thing. And how would you feel? Would it help you get through your day? Whether it's a certain way of feeling, you want to feel more optimistic, you want to feel healthy, more energy, focused, you want to have that feeling of excitement, something that you're looking forward to, feeling a sense of purpose, being connected, having friends, family. What is that one thing that you would love to have? That's that one thing. And sometimes it could be a material thing, but it's really a feeling that you're looking for. Like we discussed in the past, like when I'll have XYZ, I'll feel, right? That's usually how it works. When I'll be healthy, I'll feel much better. When I'll have money, I'll be able to be more relaxed. So it's usually that one thing that we want to change so that we can feel a certain way. So what's that feeling that you're looking for? Okay, let's stop for a moment. If you can think about that's one thing that comes up, if it's something that you want to change in your environment, and think about what's that feeling that you want to have. Might be loved, maybe from a parent, or maybe from a spouse, like I said, friends. What's that one thing that you feel that you would love to have? And you're thinking maybe if that would change, you would have it. You can share in the chat or one or two words just to see what comes up. Some people want to feel more relaxed. If they would have that one thing, they would be happy, feel productive. Some of you want some clarity in a certain area, energetic, focused, sense of purpose, feeling accomplished. At the end of the day, you want to feel accomplished, feeling content, loved, being understood, having a loving life. Amazing. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. And we would love to have that, whatever comes up for you. If only I can have that. How would you feel? Isn't that amazing? Now, the next step is I would ask you, have you ever felt it before? Is it something that you're thinking that when you have that feeling of content, it's going to be great, but you never felt content? You don't know what you're looking for. You never felt it. Or it's something that you felt. So please share in the chat. Let me know if it's something that you're looking for, something that you felt, or you don't know. You believe that when you have it, you will feel better. So you right, felt it, didn't feel it. Imagine it, just imagine that it's going to be great. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. So if you've never felt it, question is, what are we looking for? Well, imagining is also a way of feeling it, which could help us a little bit. And it could be something that you had in your life in the past, but now you don't have it. You would love to have it again, whatever it is. So, yeah, some of you felt it, some of you are just imagining. Beautiful. Now, let's go to the next step. Imagine you go to the doctor and you tell him you're overwhelmed or you feel lonely or whatever it is that you're looking for. And he takes out his pen and paper, prescribes a pill. He says, listen, I know what you're looking for. Here, go get this, take this once a day. And after a week, you will feel it. Wow, that's worth $1 million. How much would you pay for that? A pill to feel what you're feeling, what you want, what you're looking for. Whether it's loneliness, you want to feel focused, you want to feel loved. Could you imagine taking a pill and you'll feel loved? Wow. So let's imagine that for a moment. Take that one thing that you're looking for. Let's say it's love or support. And you feel if those people around you would understand you, if they would listen to you, then you would feel that feeling of connection. You'd be able to take a deep breath and relax and just feel loved. Just feel that feeling. My father loves me. My mother loves me. Hashem loves me. How does that feel? And now imagine actually taking that pill. Okay? Go into that quiet space, into that safe space that we have, that we created. Don't tell anybody. Nobody has to know. This sounds a little bit crazy. You take the pill and you sit there and you take a deep breath and you actually start feeling it. Wow, it's working. And you sit there with closed eyes and just let yourself feel it. And you just can't believe it. It's actually working. You feel that feeling. You feel grateful. You become aware of your surroundings. You become so relaxed and focused. And you feel every breath. Thank Hashem for every breath. And you're just taking a deep breath and you feel your body relaxing and it's actually working. Isn't that amazing? Wow. Some people have actually sometimes you take medication for relaxation. There are people that do that and they need it and they can understand, they take the medication and it helps them. But if you have never taken such a pill, you can imagine it. Just imagine taking it and just sit there, wait till it happens, and just wait. Take a deep breath, relax, and after a few minutes, feel it. You start feeling it, and you love it. It's like wow, exactly what you mentioned before. That imagination, that feeling that you want to have. Imagine that by taking this pill, you're starting to feel it. And you're sitting there, wow, I wish I could share it with the world, but don't yet. Just take it in. Just take it in. And that's part of the placebo effect, just by sitting in one place and knowing what do I want to feel? What am I looking for? Until now, you were thinking that it's something around you and pointing fingers. If that would change, I would feel it. And now you're actually starting to feel it. Nothing is changing around you. You took something and it makes you feel that way. And you're starting to feel it. And let the placebo effect work. That feeling that you mentioned before that you're looking for, whether you felt it in the past or it's imagination, if it's something that you imagine that you're feeling it, that's fine. Imagine feeling it and let that come in. Let that spread around your whole body and start feeling it. And it's a secret. By doing that, your body will actually start feeling that way. Could you imagine? That's part of the placebo effect. It's by imagining that I feel this way, your body will feel that way. By imagining I'm taking a pill that helps for X, Y, and Z, your body's going to start producing all it needs for that healing, even though you never took that medication. It's placebo. So this is how our mind works, how our body works. By imagining something, the body does what it needs to do. So you're imagining to feel calm and relaxed and loved and focused and grateful. You're starting to imagine how that feels, and you're actually feeling it. Your body is actually feeling it. And by doing that a few times, eventually you get used to it. You'll know exactly what it is. And anytime you want to go there, you'll be able to go there. But it's going to help your body feel it. Okay? Imagine, for example, you want to feel relaxed. Take that placebo, sit down for a few minutes, take that cup of water, make a bracha, take that sip, and feel relaxed. And tell yourself it's working. Your mind might not let in the beginning, might say, oh, yeah, it's just imagination. But you're right. I'm not here to fool you. I am saying it's imagination, but I'm trying to show you that imagination works. That's what the placebo effect is. That your mind, by thinking it's working, it actually works. Okay, let's stop for a moment, and I want to know what your reaction is when you hear this idea. Let me know in the chat what you feel, something that you don't believe. No, doesn't work for me. I don't lie. I am honest. You want to be honest. But I'm going to take you back to that the cup half full, half empty, right? Is it half full or half empty? It's both. And even when you're overwhelmed, there is a little bit of some parts that you could find that is relaxed. It's just hard to tap into it. So we're not fooling anybody. We're not fooling anybody. We're actually tapping into the real self. And when you're sitting down, imagining that you feel relaxed, if you're sitting down, imagining you feel focused, whatever you want to feel love. Imagine getting that love and imagine feeling it. And your body is going to feel it. Okay? Start small. If you don't believe it, I'm getting some, so, some people, they like it and they believe in it. Others are like, maybe, I wish it could work for some things, not for others. Okay, start small. Start small. But the idea is it's all inside of us. And if it's something that you could imagine, then you have it. And the last thing for tonight, what's important is another quick idea. At the end of the day, before you go to sleep, I think we discussed it in the past, end off your day with the positive notes. End off your day saying, it worked. I feel accomplished. I did A, B, and C. Because most of us, at the end of the day, what comes up? The half of the list that we didn't do. And all the things that we got upset about. And the things that are not working out. And then you fall asleep, and the whole night, subconscious, is sleeping with that it didn't work. And some people could wake up in the morning feeling the teeth clenched. What's going on? There's a lot going on when you're sleeping. Your mind is still awake. So we want you to be able to have a relaxed sleep. That's number one. But also to train your brain that things are working out, that you are feeling better, that you are more relaxed, that it is working. Because it's true. Even though you might be overwhelmed or things are not working out, but there's always both. And if we train to be on the positive side and train our mind to be able to tap into that it's working, then you can go to sleep and your mind is going to continue with that idea. And hopefully after a few days, it actually lives with it. I was going to say it believes you, but it doesn't need to believe you. It actually lives with it because we all have both. Wow. So could you imagine we're doing it already for 2 weeks and you feel the results? And here we are. And you're all sending me feedback saying, I tried it and it worked. Wouldn't that be amazing? Well, that's what I'm imagining. And I believe it works. So that's important. At the end of the day, after the time that you spend to see the full picture and you see the positive and the negatives, okay, before you go to sleep, you end up with the positive, saying, thank you, Hashem, for everything that you did and all the things that did work out, and you feel relaxed and you take it easy. You don't look at your phone and you calm down and then you go to sleep. Subconsciously, your mind will continue working with that positive idea. Okay, so here we are. If you want that pill, send me a message. And there you go. You should know what you're looking for. If you can imagine it, if you can feel it, if something you felt in the past, practice it and start feeling it in the present moment. And after a while, you will see how it's actually working. And then practice a few minutes before you go to sleep. Go to sleep on a positive note. Okay, so we'll take some questions. You can put the questions in the chat. And I'm going to answer the question that I mentioned before. Positive, toxic positivity, and this idea that we're talking about now. So many of you would see the difference, but sometimes it sounds like, should I walk around saying all day, everything's good, everything's good, everything's fine, there's no negative in my life? Should I do that? Is that what you're saying? So no, that's not what I'm saying. The idea tonight is really for those who could actually make a list of both. It's after you could sit and be aware of what's really going on in my life. How do I feel? When I feel down, do I know why I feel down? What do I need to feel better? What am I really looking for? You can write down positive and the challenges in your life. You're aware of it, you're not running away. Okay, so we're not walking around with toxic positivity, which could be a way of escaping. Just saying everything's good in my life. Oh, everything is great. No, no challenges. Everything's great. Again, you don't have to share with everybody, but you got to be honest with yourself. And like I mentioned, there's no such thing. Life, there's always challenges. Every time you go out, you do things do work, doesn't work. So you might say, okay, if it didn't work, that's what I wanted. Beautiful. That's amazing. However, but first realize, hey, I wanted it to work out, but it didn't. It's like, oh. And then you take a deep breath. Say, okay, listen, gam zula toiva. But if you're walking all day around and nothing bothers me, then there's probably, when you become triggered, it comes all out. So first becoming aware of the full picture. There are positives and there are negatives, there are challenges. We all have it and it's part of life and it's okay. Now the idea of tonight is that we can tap into the half full. We know there's half empty, we know that, but we can tap into the half full. And then if there's a certain feeling that I want to feel, I can actually start feeling it by taking that pill. The same way it works for people that when they take the pill, even though it's not any medication in there, there's no medication, they take it, it works because their mind tells them, I took a pill and that pill helps me. And it gives me everything I need and I'm feeling much better, and they start feeling better. You can do the same thing by imagining those feelings that you're looking for. Okay, let me see. Is the placebo effect some form of manifestation? You can call it a form of manifestation, but I'm not even going that far. I'm saying you actually have it and you're tapping into it. Okay, so manifestation might be more like bringing it into your life. But first, tapping into what you have. So you can imagine feeling relaxed, you can imagine feeling loved, imagine feeling focused, whatever that feeling is. Imagine feeling content, feeling happy. And then you actually feel it. And stay there and feel it. Just feel it. Now you might say, but I don't have the money that I need. I don't have the house that I need. I don't have the relationship that I need. I don't have this and that. Like, okay, there are still things that I want, but I gave you that pill. In other words, you can Imagine now that you feel loved, even though it's not 100%. You can imagine that, you feel relaxed, even though it's not 100%, because there is a little bit of it. The half full is there. It's always half full or half empty. So we're choosing to tap into the half full and to actually feel it. Okay, maybe next week we'll actually do some guided meditation. We'll take the pill. So come ready with your prescription. You decide what you want to feel. You decide what you're looking for. What's that one thing that's going to make your life much better? You'll be so excited. You'll be happy. Things are going to work out. You'll feel relaxed. What is it? What's that feeling that you're looking for? Okay, one feeling at a time. And then you'll take that pill and you'll start. Just stay there. Imagine it working. Imagine feeling it. Start with 3 minutes, go to 5. And if you can do it for 10 minutes, that's great. And you'll love it. Thank you very much. You can take it with water, without water. It's your choice. If it makes you feel better, you can just sit down and imagine that everything is great. Does it always work? I don't know. Please, you tell me. Try it out and let's see what happens. So thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Thank yourself for taking some time off for yourself, which you all deserve. Some time off to breathe, just to be. And I hope you do it every day because it's something we need. And don't wait till we're overwhelmed, until you're forced to actually take a real pill. If you can just find some time to relax and use the placebo, that would be amazing. And I'll see you next week. Any questions you can send to coachmenachem@gmail.com. The recordings are available on Menachem Bernfeld, menachembernfeld.com. And next week, I'm not sure if it's going to be Wednesday night, either Tuesday or Thursday. Now, I hope you're all signed up to my emails so that I can let you know when we're having the class. And if not, send me an email, coachmenachem@gmail.com, so I can sign you up and keep you updated. Thank you and have a good night and a great week.